Hey guys, Edu from Denmark here. Pax East is happening at the moment and Wizard of the Coast is there and have just had a panel where they talked a lot about different stuff, both from Dragons of Takia but also other stuff I wanted to show you today. Anyway, let's check the stuff for Cards of Takia first. I mean Dragons of Takia. Sarkhan is back in Dragons of Takia and seems more unbroken than he were before. At least that's what his name is, Sarkhan Unbroken. He costs you 5 mana to cast and is now in the Timur clan colors, which is green, blue and red. He starts off with 4 loyalty counters and his first ability gives you 1 loyalty counter. Draw a card, then add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. His second ability costs you 2 loyalty counters to do. Put a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying onto the battlefield. His ultimate costs you 8 loyalty counters to do. Search your library for any number of dragon creature cards and put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. It's really nice to have him back, and he definitely seems like it's not a crazy person anymore, which seems really nice story-wise. I also think that if you want to build a dragon deck, he's obviously really good for it, especially both with his middle ability, but definitely also with his ultimate, where he just get any dragon out. That's pretty scary actually. I also think that his mana cost is fine as it is, so I definitely think that it's nice to see him this way in these colors, and he's not unbroken. He's unbroken. So it's good to see that he's normal or whatever again. So yeah, definitely a nice card. We also got the new version of Udutai, where in Dragons of Takia she's called Dragon Lord Udutai, and costs you 5 mana to cast and is white and blue. It's a 5/4 Elder legendary dragon creature that got flying. Dragon Lord Udutai has hexproof as long as it's untapped. Whenever Dragon Lord Udutai deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 1 of them into your hand and the rest at the bottom of your library in any order. I think it's a nice creature, but it's kind of like this dragon. You kind of have to build around it. I think. Of course, it's really nice to see in general what's coming in your deck and so on, but it seems more like something you will build around. I'm looking forward to see the cards we're going to have in Dragons of Takia, if there are any cards that are worth checking for, like a mechanic or whatever. But I think in general it's a really nice dragon, and I definitely think it seems more awesome than the one we had in the previous set. We also got another version of the Ataka dragon, which is the red and green dragon creature we had back in Fated Forge. This one costs you 7 mana and is an Elder Dragon creature that's an 8/8 with flying and trample. When Dragon Lord Ataka enters the battlefield, it deals 5 damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or Plainswalkers your opponents control. I think it's definitely more interesting than the one we had in Fated Forge, which was all about double strike. Of course, double strike is really good, but it was kind of boring, I think. This one is really neat, but it's just too bad that you don't get to divide these 5 damage among players also. That seems really weak for a dragon this huge, and 8/8 is really awesome. But apart from that, I think it's a really good dragon to have. 5 damage among any number of creatures is really awesome to have to serve like kind of a sweeping spell. So I would love to if this dragon would also hit the players, that would be really good. Sunbringer's Touch is a green sorcery spell that costs you 4 mana to cast. Bolster X, where X is the number of cards in your hand. Each creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it gains trample on its end of turn. This is pretty crazy because you get to bolster one, which means that you will put X counters on, and then that creature too will get trample, which is pretty neat and can really be dangerous in certain situations, I think. Of course, it's a sorcery, so you can't do it instantly, but I definitely think that it's a really scary card if you manage to put it off really good. The next thing I want to talk about is Magic Origins. We haven't got that much info about the summer set, the last core set we're going to get, other than it's going to be about the backstories of these Plainswalkers, which seems really interesting. PAX East we have now a confirmation about that these Plainswalkers will have double-faced cards, just like we had in Innistrad, where humans turned into werewolf and so on, which was a really nice mechanic, and I really loved it a lot. These Plainswalkers again will have a normal card, and then as a backstory, you know, like they were humans or whatever, and then they turn into something special, which we have a card which is Liliana. So Liliana, Heretic Healer, is a legendary human cleric creature that costs you 3 mana to cast and is black. She's a 2/3 and got lifelink. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you exile Liliana, Heretic Healer, then return her to the battlefield, transforming under her owner's control. If you do, put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield. Then we have the transforming card, which is now a Plainswalker card. She starts off with 3 loyalty counters and is now Liliana, Defiant Necromancer. And her first ability gives you 2 loyalty counters, where each player discards a card. Her second ability costs you X loyalty counters to do. Return target non-legendary creature card will convert a mana cost X from the graveyard to the battlefield. Her ultimate costs you 8 loyalty counters to do. You get an emblem with whenever a creature dies, return it to the battlefield under your control at the beginning of the next end step. I really love this, and I think it's such a good idea, and it actually makes really good sense. It seems really easy to turn the normal Liliana into a Plainswalker. I don't know how the other Plainswalker would be, but I actually thought it would be a bit harder because, you know, they are Plainswalkers after all. I'm not sure how the price is going to be for this, but it's definitely nice, and I definitely think that this new Liliana Plainswalker is also pretty cool. So I'm definitely looking forward to see the other Plainswalkers you're going to have in this core set. The last thing that was shown at PAX was the next block we're going to have after the core set, which is going to be a return to Zendikar, which I haven't actually been around with this block. I wasn't around back then, but looking at the cards and so on, it actually seems like a fun place, and I'm really looking forward to see it. We haven't really got anything else about this, so it's kind of a short announcement. But you're more than welcome to leave me a comment down below and tell me what you think of this news, and if you're excited to get back to Zendikar. In general, you can leave me a comment down below and tell me what you think of the dragons we have seen, and Sarkhan, and anything else from this PAX East. Until next time, have fun guys.